You think maintenance is just oil changes, tire rotations, and coolant flushes, don't you? Well, that's the biggest myth. Because today, I'm going way beyond the basics and talking about something most Toyota owners never even think about. I'm going to show you 5 powerful services that can help your modern Toyota reach over 400,000 miles without constant repairs. Service number 1. Transmission Fluid Service. If your Toyota feels like it shifts more slowly, slips a little, or hesitates between gears, it's probably time for a transmission fluid refresh. Toyota calls its WS fluid lifetime, but every Toyota technician knows the truth. WS fluid gets tired around 30,000 miles, especially in American stop-and-go traffic or hot weather. Over time, the fluid loses its ability to cool and lubricate the transmission properly. This creates heat, and heat is the #1 thing that kills Toyota transmissions. Even the tough ones in the Camry, RAV4, and Highlander. A simple fluid refresh, not a flush, helps the internal clutches grip better, cleans the valve body passages, and removes tiny metal particles that build up during normal driving. This service is incredibly important for the ASIN-made Toyota transmissions found in almost every model. These transmissions can last 400,000 miles easily, but only if the fluid stays clean. A fresh WS fluid restores smooth shifting, protects seals from cracking, and keeps temperatures lower so the transmission lives much longer. It's a quick service, usually 3 to 4 quarts drained and refilled, and you'll notice smoother gear changes right away. If you own a Tacoma, 4Runner, Camry, or RAV4, doing this every 30,000 miles is one of the biggest secrets to hitting 400,000 trouble-free miles. Service number 2. Engine air intake and MAF sensor cleaning. If your Toyota feels weak, burns more fuel, or struggles on hills, the problem might not be the engine. It might be the air going into it. Modern Toyotas depend heavily on the mass airflow, MAF sensor, which measures every bit of air entering the engine. But after 30,000 miles, dust, oil vapors, and pollen start sticking to the sensor wires. Even a tiny layer can make your Toyota run rich, lose power, or shift weirdly. Cleaning the MAF sensor and intake system takes only a few minutes but makes a big difference. Toyota engines like the 2.5-liter A25A-FKS, RAV4/Camry, and 3.5-liter 2GR-FKS Highlander/Sienna respond instantly after a proper cleaning because these engines use precise airflow readings to adjust fuel. A dirty intake also forces the ECU to compensate, which makes the car feel lazy and waste gas. Cleaning the MAF and throttle body restores perfect airflow, improves fuel economy, and protects the catalytic converter from unburned fuel, which is a big deal because Toyota catalytic converters are expensive. Do this simple cleaning every 30,000 miles, and you'll keep your Toyota running sharp, smooth, and efficient for the long haul. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice from my Toyota guides. Service number 3. Fuel injector and intake valve cleaning. Modern Toyota engines like the D4S system found in the Camry, Tacoma, GR86, Lexus models, and Highlander use both port injection and direct injection. Direct injection gives great power and MPG, but it has one problem: carbon buildup on intake valves. Over 30,000 miles, this buildup can make your Toyota idle roughly, shake, lose power, and burn more fuel. A proper injector and intake valve cleaning removes these deposits and gets your engine breathing like new. Toyota dealerships often recommend this service for engines that begin to hesitate under load or feel sluggish climbing hills. When the valves stay clean, airflow improves, fuel burns cleaner, and the engine runs smoother with less stress. This service is especially helpful for 2. GRFKS 3.5 V6 Highlander Tacoma Sienna, A25 AFKS 2.5L RAV4 Camry, 2 AR-FE/2 AR-FXE hybrids. Clean injectors deliver fuel more evenly, which reduces knock and protects the piston rings, a key part of reaching 400,000 miles. It also helps the catalytic converter last longer by preventing unburned fuel from overheating it. Every 30,000 miles, a professional fuel system cleaning keeps your Toyota performing just as strong as the day you bought it. Service number 4. Brake fluid flush. If your brake pedal feels soft, takes longer to stop, or the ABS light flickers sometimes, your Toyota might be asking for a brake fluid flush. Most people think brake fluid lasts forever, but it actually doesn't. Brake fluid absorbs moisture from the air over time, even inside a sealed system. And once it gets too much moisture, two things start happening. Your braking power weakens, and the inside of your ABS system begins to corrode. Toyota's ABS pumps are very reliable, but when moisture builds up, the metal parts inside start rusting. That's why Toyota dealerships often recommend brake fluid replacement around 30,000 miles, especially in places with cold winters, humid summers, or a lot of stop-and-go driving. Once the ABS pump goes bad, it's an expensive fix, usually over $1,000. And a flush costing under $150 could have prevented it. Fresh brake fluid helps your car stop faster, keeps the seals healthy, and protects the brake lines from rust. This is especially important for heavier Toyota models like the Highlander, Sienna, 4Runner, and Tundra, because their braking systems take more load. And if you drive a Toyota Hybrid, Prius, Camry Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, clean brake fluid matters even more. Hybrids use electronic braking systems that switch between regenerative and hydraulic braking. Old, moisture-filled fluid makes these systems act weird, and repairs can be very pricey. Replacing brake fluid is simple. The old fluid is pushed out and replaced with fresh Toyota-approved DOTI 3 or DOT 4 fluid. You'll notice a firmer pedal and smoother braking right away, but the biggest benefit is long-term. Clean fluid keeps your braking system healthy all the way to 400,000 miles. Service number 5. Hybrid battery cooling fan. Deep cleaning. If your Toyota Hybrid feels like the engine kicks on more often than it should, or the battery drops faster than usual, the problem might not be the battery itself. It might be the cooling system behind it. Every Toyota Hybrid, from the Prius to the Camry Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, and Highlander Hybrid, uses a cooling fan to keep the hybrid battery from overheating. But here's what most owners don't know. After about 30,000 miles, that fan starts filling up with dust, hair, and tiny fibers from your clothes. And when the airflow gets blocked, the battery gets hotter. And hot hybrid batteries wear out way faster. Dealerships see this problem all the time. A clogged cooling fan forces the battery to run at higher temperatures, and the car tries to protect itself by reducing electric assist. That means worse MPG, slower acceleration, and a battery that feels weaker every month. Cleaning the fan brings all of that back. You don't replace anything. You just remove the fan cover, take out the dust buildup, and restore full airflow again. This simple cleanup helps the battery stay cool, which is the #1 factor in how long a Toyota Hybrid battery lasts. It's the reason Prius taxis easily reach 400,000 to 500,000 miles. The battery doesn't overheat, the engine doesn't have to overwork, and the electric motors last much longer too. If you want your Toyota Hybrid to stay strong for hundreds of thousands of miles, cleaning this fan every 30,000 miles is one of the smartest things you can do. The results are instant, and the long-term benefits are massive. Copper spark plugs. Replacement. If your Toyota feels like it hesitates when you accelerate or idles a little rough, the spark plugs might be the hidden reason. Almost everyone knows Toyota uses long-lasting iridium plugs on most modern engines. But here's the part many owners don't realize. Some Toyota engines still use copper spark plugs, and these wear out much faster. Copper plugs give a strong spark, but only for about 30,000 miles before their performance drops. When copper plugs start wearing down, the spark becomes weaker, and that makes the engine work harder. You'll notice things like slower acceleration, lower MPG, and occasional shaking at stoplights. And if the spark is weak for too long, it can stress the ignition coils, which are expensive to replace on Toyotas like the Camry, Corolla, Tacoma, and RAV4. Replacing copper plugs every 30,000 miles keeps the ignition system running at full power, protects the coils, and makes the engine burn fuel cleaner. Clean-burning fuel is one of the biggest secrets to making a Toyota engine last over 400,000 miles, because it keeps the pistons, valves, and catalytic converter healthier for longer. This service is especially important on older or base model engines that came with copper plugs from the factory. Even if your Toyota now uses iridium plugs, checking them at 30,000 miles is smart. The color of the plug can show early signs of engine problems like lean mixtures or oil burning. Fresh plugs make your Toyota start faster, accelerate smoother, and run with much less strain. It's a small, inexpensive service, but the long-term payoff is huge. Clean ignition equals a cleaner, cooler engine that can easily survive hundreds of thousands of miles. Service number 6. Brake pads. If your Toyota makes a squeaking noise when you brake, takes longer to slow down, or the pedal feels a bit softer than usual, your brake pads are trying to tell you something. Brake pads don't last forever, and on many Toyota models, especially heavier ones like the Highlander, Sienna, 4Runner, and Tundra, they start wearing down around 30,000 miles depending on how you drive. Here's why this matters. Worn brake pads don't just reduce stopping power, they also start grinding into the brake rotors when they get too thin. And once the rotors get damaged, the whole repair becomes much more expensive. Toyota rotors are built strong, but they can only take so much heat and pressure before they warp or develop grooves. That's why catching worn pads early is one of the easiest ways to avoid big repair bills. Toyota uses special wear indicators on most pads. They make a high-pitched chirping sound when the pads get low. That sound is not normal Toyota noise. It's the car begging for new pads. Replacing pads at the right time keeps the rotors smooth, protects the ABS system, and gives you the strong stopping power Toyota's known for. If you drive a hybrid like the Prius, Camry Hybrid, or RAV4 Hybrid, your pads may last much longer because regenerative braking does most of the work. But checking them every 30,000 is still important because hybrid brake systems can act strangely when pads wear unevenly. Fresh pads help your Toyota stop quickly, reduce heat stress on the rotors, and keep the braking system healthy for hundreds of thousands of miles. It's simple maintenance, but it plays a huge role in reaching that 400,000-mile goal. Before we wrap up, here's one last thing to remember. Getting your Toyota to 400,000 miles isn't just about the big services. It's also about the small, easy habits that keep everything working smoothly. Things like checking your tire pressure every few weeks, rotating your tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, and replacing the cabin air filter so your HVAC system doesn't strain. Little tasks like these add up and make a huge difference over time. Also, keep an eye on coolant hoses, drive belts, and engine mounts. Toyotas are reliable, but rubber parts age no matter what. Replacing them early keeps the engine running smoothly and prevents surprise breakdowns. On trucks and SUVs like the Tacoma, 4Runner, and Tundra, don't forget to grease the suspension joints where required. This alone can double the life of the steering and suspension components. And finally, listen to your car. If it rattles, shakes, or sounds different, check it early. Most Toyota problems start small and stay cheap if you catch them on time. Do these simple things, along with the services we talked about today, and your Toyota won't just last long. It will stay strong well past 400,000 miles. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch the next one, where I'm sharing a Toyota engine you should never buy.